Please stand if you are able and join Mr. Mackey as he leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Walsh, roll call.
Mr. Armstrong?
Mr. Armstrong.
Present? Mr. Caldwell?
Here.
Chairwoman Coursey?
Here.
Mr. Mackey?
Here.
Mrs. Manili?
Here.
Mr. Marks?
Here.
Mr. Nettles?
Here.
Mrs. Shaw?
Here.
Ms. Yanaway?
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mrs. Manili will now read the district's vision statement.
Thank you. Good evening. South Windsor Public Schools promotes an engaging and dynamic culture of learning that prepares students to achieve their own individual excellence. Within an emotionally safe environment, educators will foster students' academic, social, and personal growth. Our students will demonstrate critical and creative thinking, self-direction, collaboration, adaptability, kindness, compassion, and civic responsibility. South Windsor Public School graduate will possess a learning mindset, exhibit resilience and social consciousness, and be empowered to participate in the ever-changing global society.
Thank you so much. We will now approve several sets of minutes from previous meetings. Mr. Marks?
Thank you. I move to approve the minutes of the January 28th, 2026 special meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Opposed? Unanimous? Mr. Nettles?
Move to approve the minutes of the February 3rd, 2026 special meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Unanimous? And Mrs. Shaw?
Move to approve the minutes of February 5, 2026 special meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Sorry. Any abstentions? And unanimous. Thank you so much. Dr. Carter, do you have anything under your communications?
No report tonight. My voice may not make it through, so we'll leave
Understood.
it at that.
Understood. From our student representatives?
At Eli Terry Elementary School on Thursday, February 12th, Eli Terry students participated in Global Play Day. Global Play Day is an annual international event that celebrates the importance of unstructured, child-led play. Students set aside their devices and engage in open-ended experiences using materials such as blocks, arts, supplies, games, cardboard boxes, and imaginative props. At Orchard Hill Elementary School, the students recently participated in a service learning activity by creating Valentine's Day cards for senior citizens. Additionally, Orchard Hill's 5th grade students recently performed during intermission at a Hartford Wolfpack game. The students were led by general music teacher Julie Braille, and this experience provided a great opportunity for students to showcase their musical talents. We are thrilled to share that our very own Jackie Cacklin, grade 5 teacher, has been nominated for Magic School AI Educator of the Year. She is one of only 8 teachers in the entire country who has received the semi-final round. This recognition highlights her innovative approach to teaching and her commitment to enhancing student learning through thoughtful integration of technology. We are incredibly proud of her dedication, creativity, and leadership in the classroom. At Philip R. Smith, on February 4th, PRS hosted its 4th annual Global School Play Day. The goal of Global School Play Day is to raise awareness about the importance of unstructured play. At Pleasant Valley Elementary School on Friday, February 20th, PV welcomed award-winning author Candid Taylor, who read to and shared her writing journey with our kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade students. Leading up to the Super Bowl, our student council hosted a Super Bowl food drive, collecting cans of soup and other non-perishable items for the South Windsor Food Bank. Students participated in a friendly competition predicting which team would win the big game. It's no secret the Patriots table was overflowing with cans and donations. Even though they didn't bring the Lamborghini trophy back to New England, PV certainly brought home something even more meaningful. They brought food to the food bank. At Timothy Edwards Middle School, Thames vocalists were up early for their return to the Tantasca Show Choir Spectacular. Our singers and dancers took to the stage to perform their tribute to the Land of Oz, featuring from The Wicked Wizard of Oz and The Wiz, under the musical direction of TE choir teacher Billy Ray Poley, with the choreography by Juliana Lyons and Megan Oberly. Spotlight shined bright. Not only do our musicians come home and with recognition for best vocals, best choreography, and best show design, they also are the Spotlight Grand Champions. The Thames Literary magazine, out of the blue, has been selected to receive the rank of superior in the 2025 NCTE, recognizing excellence in art and literary magazines. Congratulations to Ms. Olson and all of the students who helped bring last year's issue to life in this exceptional publication. This year's issue is in the works, and we can't wait to share with everyone in the spring. TE also showed off math skills at the Regional Math Counts competition. 3 mathematicians will move on to the state competition. Congratulations to Timothy Fang, Aaron Aldrin, and Shritan Vijay. South Windsor High School. On February 6th, the mock trial team continued the historic streak of success by defeating Conrad and advancing to the next stage of the state tournament. They will compete for an opportunity to go to the state championship on March 6th. Senior Anusha Butala and sophomore Penny Evans led the team's efforts, receiving the maximum number of individual awards from the judges. The South Windsor High School delegation recently returned from prestigious Harvard Model UN Nations Conference, where students spent 4 days engaged in rigorous debate, diplomacy, and global problem solving alongside peers from around the world. A special congratulations to Arushi Sharma, who earned the Distinguished Best Delegate Award, and Sanjana Altruri, who received Diplomatic Commendation Award. These honors represent outstanding achievement at one of the most competitive Model UN conferences in the world. Lastly, the South Windsor High School girls soccer team has been awarded the United Soccer Coaches Platinum Level Fall Team Ethics and Sportsmanship Award. This prestigious honor was awarded to only 15 fall soccer teams nationwide, boys and girls programs combined. The award recognizes teams that demonstrate the highest level of sportsmanship, including 0 cards issued throughout the entire season. We are incredibly proud of our student athletes and coaching staff for representing South Windsor High School with integrity, respect, and excellence on and off the field.
Thank you so much. Do we have any communications from our board members? Mr. Mackey.
You did a great job doing all that. That was a lot. A few things. I just wanted to, this I guess is becoming our tradition, thank everybody who helped clean up our schools again, all the custodians and all the people that were helping. I can't think of a time where we've had this much back-to-back. So I know that's a lot on them to do their own houses and then come and make sure that our schools are ready to go. So we just want to announce that and appreciate all the work that they do. I also just thought it would be important for us to acknowledge, because of all of our snow days, kind of give a little update on where we are on the last day of school, because I know a lot of parents are wondering that, and that way all the schools can kind of start to prepare the end of the school year stuff. But as of today, we have had 4 snow days, leaving the last day of school being Tuesday, June 23rd. If we were to have 3 additional snow days, the board would have to make a decision regarding April break, but I did know that there were some people asking about April vacation, and hopefully we don't even have to go anywhere near that. So we still have some cushion before we even have to worry about that, but I know some people were wondering about that. So we're good with that for now. As of now, also, the South Windsor High School graduation is planned for June 16th with the rain date of June 17th. I don't believe that would change anyway, no matter what anyway. So obviously a lot can still change, and there's, you know, we will have to maybe make some decisions, but that's where we stand now. That way we can stop having everybody kind of wonder what's going on. But other than that, I'm all set. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mackey. All right, moving on to the hearing of our visitors. Apologies, my printer printed this in about half the font size that I needed it to. Is there anyone that would like to speak to the board tonight? When it is your turn to come speak, please start by giving us your name and address. As a reminder, the board does not respond to public comment. Each person should limit their comments to 3 minutes, and the total amount of public comment will be limited to 15 minutes total unless extended by the board. There will also be a second opportunity for public comment near the end of our meeting, and most importantly, this is your opportunity to be heard and the board's time to just listen. Mrs. Walsh will keep track of time, and she or I will let you know when you need to quickly finish your comments. Do we have anyone here for public comment? All right, seeing none, we can move on to, we have a motion for our consent calendar. Ms. Yonaway?
Yes, I move to approve the $2,000 donation to Operation Graduation.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Unanimous. Thank you so much. And we have a motion for donations.
Yes, move to approve the following donations, $1,449.
Oh, Mr. Armstrong, I'm sorry, just hit your microphone. Thank you.
Move to approve the following donations, $1,049.20 to Philip R. Smith School from EG Media Investments, LLC, and $3,000 to Pleasant Valley School from the school PTO.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Thank you so much. And we will move on to our unfinished and new business. Oh, no, I am so sorry. I am moving past the best part of our meeting. All right, Mrs. Peterson, would you like to take on the superintendent's report?
Thank you. Good evening, Chair Corsi and board members. At this time, it's my pleasure to invite to the podium Mrs. Esther Boccidati, Principal of Pleasant Valley, for our first of two student spotlights this evening.
Thank you, Mrs. Peterson, and good evening, Chairwoman Corsi and members of the board. Thank you for the opportunity to spotlight Pleasant Valley this evening. We are honored. As recited earlier by Board Member Manelli, our district vision centers on creating engaging environments where students grow academically, socially, and personally. At PV, our commitment to this vision of developing students who are engaged, empowered, resilient, and socially conscious is evident both in and out of our classrooms. One powerful example of this commitment in action is our student-led peer mediators program, facilitated by our social worker, Ms. Jackson, and our behavior specialist, Ms. Woodard. Please join me in welcoming representatives of the peer mediators as they share what the program is, why they chose to become members, and the lessons they've learned through the experience. Braylon Gilbert, Georgia Sheridan, and Jasmine Mason, could you please join me?
What is peer mediation?
Peer mediation is a program that helps kids solve issues in a nice and peaceful way. For example, if someone was teasing a peer because they did not do well on their math test, that person might fill out a peer mediation slip, and peer mediators will help solve the problem. It allows kids to express how they feel and why, acknowledging they're in a safe space. It will make kids feel good about themselves, knowing there is always somewhere to go if any problems occur, such as teasing, threatening, or criticizing. So then what's the follow-up?
We always follow up with the students who participate in peer mediation. We check to make sure they are following their agreed upon resolution. If not, finding a new one that works. And if they are, they successfully completed a mediation. Some of Some of the questions we might ask are, how are you both doing with following the resolution? What did you like about using peer mediation, and was there anything that you did not like? These questions help us to know what we are doing good, help us reevaluate if there are things that we can improve on. How do I become a mediator?
Well, first you have to fill out an application with various questions and provide 3 letters of recommendation and turn it in. These recommendations usually come from teachers that you have or had, or anyone that you're comfortable with within the building. Second, you will attend an interviewing session with either Ms. Jackson or Ms. Woodard. You will say why you want to join peer mediation and what's so special about it. Thirdly, after the interviews, 5 boys and 5 girls are picked to either get accepted or denied.
4. For those who are accepted, you are given a script to memorize. This will be used to evaluate in the mediations. 5. We have 2 days of training. The first session focuses on the rules in the handbook. The second session is team building, exercises to learn to work together and build relationship. 6. We begin.
Why I wanted to join. Hi, my name is Braylon. I wanted to join because I hate having to see other people get into fights or not having a good time with each other. I joined because I realized I have a great opportunity to be part of a community that helps kids not feel down about themselves and can make a difference to our school, society, and South Windsor as well. Also, I have a brother at home, and of course, we argue, and so this will give me a better chance to also practice better strategies at school, but also around my house and South Windsor as well. It will help me strengthen my skills on problem solving, and I've always loved helping others and being supportive to my friends. By joining peer mediation, I can not only expand my understanding of my closest friends, but I can also inform everyone in my community on how to solve problems in a nice and peaceful manner.
Why I want to join. Hello, my name is Georgia. I joined peer mediation because I hate seeing others upset. I always try to go out of my way to make their day better. When I heard that there was a group I could join ran by students to help other students, I didn't want to miss out. I never thought I would get in, so many kids applied, but I was so happy when I did. My dad is also a therapist, and I always thought it was cool, and I wanted to follow in his footsteps. I'm so thankful that I tried out because I love the people in this community and the people that run this program. Thank you guys so much for this experience.
What I've learned from this experience.
We've learned that peer mediation is not only helping people solve issues one time, but continuing a long-lasting impact on each other to follow the solution. We noticed that by staying in peer mediation, this can reflect on a good impact on us and everyone in our community as well.
This experience has taught us that problems can be solved not by arguing, but by talking through them and sharing ideas and feelings. So this experience has taught us so much that we didn't know from the start. We are so very thankful to be part of a program with so many kind people and friends.
So now you're going to see a little demo of what peer mediation looks like.
You promised you would sit in your seat at the table, Jamie, but when I got here, you ended up eating with somebody else.
I didn't know you would be so late. I didn't mean to leave you out. I can't reserve seats forever.
That's not the point. You said you would, but I ended up eating all alone.
This is a heated discussion. How about you guys fill out peer mediation slip?
What's that supposed to help with?
It helps you solve arguments so that you guys can be friends again and you guys aren't arguing.
Okay.
Jamie, can you sit right here? And Alex, can you sit in that car chair over there, please? Thanks.
Hi, our names are Georgia and Braylon. What are your names?
Alex.
Jamie. We are peer mediators. We are not judges. We don't decide who is right or wrong. We help people talk and listen to each other so they can resolve the issue. Everything that is discussed in mediation is confidential or private.
These are the ground rules that you must agree to follow. You'll try your best to solve this problem. There will be no interrupting, arguing, threatening, calling, or criticizing. You will be honest and you will take responsibility to carry out this agreement. Do you guys agree with this?
Fine.
Please sign.
Alex, can you tell me what happened?
So basically, me and Jamie made a promise to sit together at lunch, but when I got there, I saw Jamie sitting with somebody else.
What happened?
So I promised to save Alex a seat at lunch, but after lunch started, he wasn't there, so I thought he wasn't gonna come, so I gave his seat to someone else.
How do you feel? I felt hurt and embarrassed when I walked in and saw Jamie was sitting with somebody else. You promised me, Jamie.
You felt hurt and embarrassed because you walked in and she was sitting with someone else and you had to sit alone.
Jamie, can you tell me how you feel?
I feel bad for making the choice that I made because it must feel really bad, bad and embarrassing to sit alone. I'm sorry, Jamie, Alex.
So I heard this that you feel bad that you had to make him sit alone because you didn't know that he was going to come, so you feel bad?
Yeah. Alex, did you think that Jamie didn't know that you were coming late?
I guess so. I mean, I didn't talk to her about it, so she might not have known.
Okay. Do you guys have any other solutions that maybe we could solve this problem with?
Maybe I should try to communicate with her better instead of yelling and making the situation worse, so that we both know that either I or her or him.
Maybe next time, Alex, I'll save you a seat no matter what.
This sounds like a good plan.
Maybe we should try doing that next time.
Do you guys want to shake hands or anything? High five. Conflicts happen, but peer mediation can help you solve and communicate issues better. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our presentation.
We hope you enjoyed learning about our amazing program,
Peer Mediation.
Oh, it went off. So as you can see, the Peer Mediators program is a powerful example of our commitment to fostering an engaging culture of learning at Pleasant Valley. By empowering students to take the lead in conflict resolution, this initiative directly supports a strong sense of belonging, respect, and kindness amongst their peers. The program not only helps students in the moment, but also equips them with valuable, long-lasting conflict resolution skills, creating a positive impact that ripples beyond our school community. Thank you for providing our students with the opportunity to present this important work to you this evening. At this time, we are open to any follow-up questions or comments you may have for our student leaders.
Thank you so much. This is really impressive. And I can personally say, as a former peer mediator, that it does, in fact, give you really good skills that last your entire life. So I just want to see, does any of my board members have comments or questions? Mr. Armstrong.
Yeah, I'd like to ask, when a situation comes to the peer mediators, how do they usually hear about it? Does a student go to somebody? Does a teacher go to somebody? How do you usually hear about the situations that you're dealing with?
So we have boxes in the cafeteria in the office, and you put in like a slip, and then every day there's 2 peer mediators that go to the boxes and check them to see if there's any slips, to see if anybody has a conflict that needs to be solved.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Mr. Mackey?
I think tonight is a great, all of our students are amazing speakers. You girls did a really, really great job. I teach 7th and 8th grade, and literally today we are teaching conflict resolution and I statements. And I think if we're able to learn this 5th grade, then I won't have to do this at 7th and 8th grade. I just think, one, you did a fantastic job of articulating and speaking about it all, but it's such an important lesson that we hope you don't ever lose, because even as adults, we all could probably learn a little bit from it. So great job, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again for coming. We appreciate it. All right, Mrs. Peterson?
All right, thank you so much. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Jarvis for our second student spotlight on the Bobcat Robotics.
On. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for giving us the opportunity to speak in front of you all today. I think we were last here around 2 years ago. I just want to give you guys an update about what the Bobcat Robotics program has been doing and all the growth we have seen. My name is Tejas Shankar. I am a junior and also captain here at Bobcat Robotics.
My name is Mansi. I'm a junior, and I'm the media manager on the team.
My name is Abibsa. I'm a sophomore. I'm a former 429 student and current mechanical manager for 177.
My name is Aditya Shantram. I'm a senior and the programming lead for the team. So what do we do for students? Every single year we get a new game that we have to design and build a robot for. So think of like a new sport, such as like basketball or soccer, that we have to design a robot for. And to do this, we have many sub-teams, such as programming, which I'm on, electrical, business, manufacturing, and engineering. And the main reason we are so successful is because of the collaborative education that we promote. So we have experts in every single field at our robotics team, and whether it's software or electrical engineering or mechanical, they always help us out with building and creating this robot that we end up competing in competitions for. This program also gives students access to millions of dollars in scholarships, which definitely help people out in college years, and also give people pipelines into internships later on in their careers.
So we wanted to highlight some of our accomplishments in the past 2 years. We ranked 6th out of 212 teams in New England at one of our 2024 district events. And also, we were ranked 11th out of 75 teams at the World Championship. So this kind of shows our consistency. We've also received many technical awards throughout the season. And along with this, our team has been very highly ranked since the beginning of our program around 30 years ago. But now our program has been growing in performance and participation throughout the years. So we have around 15 volunteer mentors who are professionals from different companies such as Raytheon, Pratt & Whitney, Travelers, and many more. We also have a lot of support from our previous alumni and our Parent Booster Club. But most importantly, looking at our student growth, in 2023 we started with around 80 students on our team, and now we're looking at 140 students that are showing interest in our program. So this really shows the excitement that our program is building in our school community.
As Monty sort of mentioned, there's been a rise in wanting STEM opportunities and programs, and we're working to meet that demand at the high school. After extensive research on various other programs across the nation, we've started a second FIRST competition robotics team. Team 429 was designed to specifically expand access and give students the opportunity to get more hands-on experience during competitions. Team 429 currently has over 40 members composed up of entirely freshmen. And despite that, our team is actually larger than typical teams in FIRST Robotics. The way 429 operates is similar to the idea of a freshman-only sports team, with 429 mimicking how 177 runs, with the goal of hoping that next year they're prepared and have the skills to assimilate into 177. In Connecticut, we are the only high school that has 2 operating FRC teams, and we believe that the creation of this team and advancing of it really allows us to meet the demand where it's at for STEM programs and opportunities.
All right, so this is the breakdown of our average expenses over the past 5 years. So travel includes stuff like going to world championships. So that's like your airplanes, your hotels, your buses, stuff like that. Materials, obviously building the robot and all the operating expenses in relation to that. And when we introduced our second team, those expenses obviously went up. And then registration is for registering for 2 teams as well for both of our district events, and also general rise in prices kind of makes up that price. And to be able to fund this, I'd first like to thank you guys as the board for giving us funding for the past couple of years. We are extremely grateful as a team and just want to thank you guys once again. And then to fund the majority of our team, we also have a lot of sponsors like NASA, HSB, Travelers, and as well as some local ones like McCarthy Concrete, Rotary Club, and many more.
All right. So how you can help. As students gain interest with robotics and STEM in general, we're hoping you guys will consider future school renovations that can accommodate STEM labs and private facilities for robotics and Science Olympiad. For example, if you see at the bottom pictures, those are pictures from Glastonbury's lab for robotics. And also in the midterm, consider increases to robotics funding. With our second team, it would really help a lot. And more immediately, helping us bring competitions such as First Lego League, which is basically just Lego robotics, and helping us secure venues for that so that we can have people in our community competing in areas closer to us and bringing it to our students here.
All right, well, thank you all for listening to our presentation. We're going to be going to both of our district events at Western New England on March 14th and the 15th, and then our Hartford event, which is at Hartford Public High School, on March 28th and March 29th. It is open and free to all people to participate and come to. So you guys are available. We'd love to see you guys come out and see what our robotics team is about. We'll have both of our teams there, and then we'll obviously have some students who are willing to kind of give you tours and see what First Robotics is about. But if you guys have any questions, we're definitely open to hear them.
Thank you so much. This is really impressive. If I could just ask, could we get an email with the dates and locations of your competitions? If it could get sent to the board, that would be great. Amazing. Thank you so much. Do I have any comments or questions? Mrs. Manili.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. This always fascinates me. I hope after your competitions are over and your robot wins and stuff, if you can bring your robot to like one of our meetings so we can see what it actually work, like if you don't get a chance to come to your competition. One time it was like a basketball shooting. What's the theme this year?
So this year it's actually relatively similar. You have like a hub where you're just scoring like pretty much like dodgeball sized fuel hubs. So it's relatively similar game, but if we're able to, we'd love to kind of bring it out and let you guys see what the robot's all about.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Mr. Armstrong.
Yeah, just a quick question. How do you folks make the connections with the corporations and the companies? Are they long-standing supporters, or do you have to reach out to them? How do you make the connections?
So a lot of them we've had relationships for many years. Some of them we just reach out through. So in the preseason between like fall and December, we have a process where we just send out a bunch of letters, we cold call a bunch of companies, and through then we're able to actually establish these sponsorships and long-term connections. And when it comes to some other relationships that we have with some corporations, it just comes from them being aware of First Robotics, some connections we have with some of our mentors and teachers that are available, and then also some of the students, they have parents who work or relatives who work there. So that's kind of how we build our relationships.
Mr. Marks.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for the presentation. That was very impressive. I am a proud alumni of Team 177. I was on from 2018 until high school graduation 2022. I was the MEC lead, so I appreciate everything you do. I appreciate the hundreds of hours you put in during the season, in addition to our mentors and teachers. A lot of my friends on the team went on to computer science and a lot of other impressive fields in STEM, so can each of you just maybe share a little bit about what you want to do in the future and how robotics is helping you get there?
Yeah, so I'm actually a high school senior, so I've been through like the college application process and stuff. And yeah, through robotics, I've really gained like an interest in STEM and stuff. So one college I'm looking at right now is Purdue University for their engineering program. And I feel like through robotics, I was exposed to a lot of forms of engineering, such as building, CAD, and as a programmer, just all the mechanisms working all together. And without First Robotics, I don't think I would have that like deep level of interest I do now.
Yeah, that's great. And yeah, again, thank you. And I think as we discuss our budget tonight, as we vote on it in a couple of minutes, and as we kind of look to future budgets, stuff like this, and I know Coral Spectrum is also performing tonight, is really what matters to our students. That's what students look forward to at the end of the day. Obviously, social studies, math, science in schools is important as well. But when you're in school and you're sitting through a 6.5-hour day, usually you're looking to get together with your friends, and in this case, build robots and develop those connections, both within the program and out of the program with mentors. So thank you again, and I look forward to all of your guys' success, and good luck this season.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here. And I just want to say thank you to all of our students who are here tonight, as well as the educators for your time and dedication, and to the parents who are here supporting your students. And thanks for being flexible with your schedule to be here tonight with the date change. So thanks again. All right, so now we can move on to new and unfinished business. And the first order that I have is approving the fiscal year 2027 Board of Education budget. Mr. Caldwell.
Move to approve the following, move to approve the budget in the amount of $106,949,445, representing an 8.16% increase.
Do we have any discussion? Mr. Marks?
Thank you. So before anything else, I just want to thank Dr. Carter, who's not here tonight, Ms. Peterson, Ms. Tremerka, and Dr. Sanzo, and all of our dedicated district staff for their work throughout the strenuous and months-long process. Building a responsible and comprehensive school budget requires countless hours of analysis, collaboration, revision, and difficult decision-making. Your professionalism and your commitment to our students are evident in every aspect of this proposal, and I'm deeply grateful for your leadership always. Tonight's vote represents the conclusion of weeks of discussion, analysis, and thoughtful debate. I appreciate the seriousness with which this board has approached this responsibility. Budget decisions are among the most consequential choices we make because they shape not only the next fiscal year, but the trajectory of our district. This budget reflects difficult realities. Enrollment continues to rise, costs that are outside of our control continue to increase, federal funding remains uncertain, and healthcare expenses continue to climb. Special education obligations can shift significantly from year to year, and none of those pressures disappear simply because we or the town council wants to wish them away. What we control is whether we respond to those realities proactively or reactively. Over the course of this process, we made targeted adjustments that better align with this budget with the needs we know exist today. I appreciate the collaborative and bipartisan work that went into those decisions, and they were not about politics, they were about planning responsibly and supporting our schools in a way that is sustainable. Is this budget everything I would want it to be? The answer is no. I believe there's always room to invest more deeply in our students and in academics and in innovation, but governing requires balancing aspiration with stewardship. The proposal before us protects core programming, addresses enrollment pressures more responsibly than where we began, and moves us in the right direction without overextending the town's capacity. It also recognizes an important principle. Using reserves for recurring costs is not a long-term strategy. While this budget still relies on them to a degree, we have taken steps to reduce that dependence and to maintain financial stability at a time when volatility is the norm. Healthy reserves are not a luxury, they're a safeguard against uncertainty. So as this budget moves forward to the town council, I hope they respect the expertise of this board and Dr. Carter in understanding what our district needs both now and in the future. We are the ones that are entrusted with overseeing the educational well-being of this community, and our recommendations are grounded in professional experience, data, and firsthand knowledge of our schools. I also hope as we enter this year's joint budget meeting in March, we dedicate our time to discussing the budget itself, learning from last year's experience, and ensuring that this conversation remains focused, constructive, and centered on students. Our schools serve every family in this town, and the tone of that meeting should reflect that shared responsibility. No student, parent, staff member, or community member should leave feeling targeted, diminished, or excluded. While I'm glad I'm not in the position of balancing the entire town budget as the council is, I do hope they recognize the importance of fully funding this proposal so we can responsibly meet the needs of our growing district. At the end of the day, this vote is about whether we believe this plan responsibly supports our students, respects our taxpayers, and positions our district for continued success. I certainly believe it does. South Windsor's strength has always been rooted in the quality of its schools, and that does not happen by accident. It happens when leaders are willing to make thoughtful, sometimes difficult decisions that prioritize our long-term stability as a district over the short-term optics of politics. Tonight, I'll be voting in favor of this budget because I believe it reflects careful judgment, responsible planning, and a clear commitment to the students we serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marks. Do we have any other discussion on this item? Mr. Mackey.
Yeah, the night Dr. Carter presented this to us, I kind of said to us, at what point are we going to not be able to defend not doing more? And I think what makes me proud is that I think unanimously we decided that now was the time. I think we can all agree that it's not a perfect budget, but at least puts us kind of back on track and back where we wanted to go. I'm just really proud of the process that we've done. I think sometimes we can get tangled up in the numbers, but this just seemed to be, and I'll say that we had a lot of conversations. what impressed me was that it really always came back to what was best for the town and what was best for our students and our staff. So I just think the process that we had was really productive, and that gives me hope moving forward, working with the town council. I think our job is to, get a budget passed and pass it on to the council, so we've done our first part, but our job as a board is not done. I know Dr. Carter will be presenting to the council next week, and it's our job to advocate and support and do everything that we can do to encourage the community to support and get behind what we presented there. But again, like Mr. Marks said, I think all of us here and all the team over here, I know we kind of said it last time, but it's not an easy process, and it's probably not much of a fun process, but it's an important process. And I think we did a really, really good job, and now we move on to the next step, and I look forward to the process of us working with the council.
Thank you, Mr. Mackey. All right, seeing no more discussion, all in favor of passing this motion? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you all. We now have several Board of Ed policies that we are going to pass. We have received these, had the chance to review, and had our first read. Let's see who has the first one. Mr. Mackey.
Move to approve the Board of Ed policy 4012, family and medical leave, as presented.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. And Mrs. Manili.
Move to approve Board of Ed policy 4013, social media, as presented.
Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. Mr. Marks.
Thank you. I move to approve BOE policy 3004, board budget procedures and line item transfers as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. And Mr. Nettles.
Move to approve BOE policy 5013, administering medications as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. Moving on, committee reports. Do any board members have any reports from committee meetings? Seeing none. We've got one. Ms. Yanaway, thank you.
So the Energy Committee met on February 10th. Unfortunately, the committee again did not have enough members for a quorum, so we had a brief unofficial meeting. The committee discussed a number of things. In addition to the challenges making quorum, we moved business, of course, to the March 10th meeting. We also discussed looking at working with the Parks and Rec Department for their Earth Day activities on April 18th and July 25th. The committee specifically was wondering about the opportunity to work with students, perhaps an environmental studies class or a sustainability club, to collaborate on those Earth Day activities, both with the Energy Committee and the Parks and Rec Department. So I wanted to make sure that that was brought to the board and the school district so that we were able to start making some of those connections.
Thank you so much, Ms. Yanaway and Mr. Marks.
Thank you. So for capital projects, which Mr. Mackey, myself, and Mr. Nettles serve on, we met last week, yes, and we passed unanimously the top three projects or priorities for the board. One being the high school classroom modifications, two being the Timothy Edwards auditorium lighting, and then the three being the high school auditorium lighting. So the next steps is that we'll go to the council and they'll make the final decision and we will react accordingly. And also I am the CREC liaison for the board, which is more of a statewide thing. And since we are in the middle, the state is in the middle of legislative session right now, I just want to encourage everyone here and those in the public to kind of pay attention to what's happening. Especially in the education committee at the state level. There's public hearings on all of the bills they pass there and they consider. And I think when we talk about state policy, it's always, or most often, it's in the best intention of students across the state. But because South Windsor is in such a unique position with our enrollment and a bunch of other factors that affect our schools in a unique way, it'd be helpful if our legislators heard from us directly about how a piece of legislation might impact South Windsor specifically, and hopefully they might be able to build a little bit of a, I guess they might be able to, I guess, help ensure that the bills reflect all school districts across our state, regardless of enrollment and stuff like that. So that's all I have. Yeah,
Thank you so much, Mr. Marks. All right. Well, now is our second chance for our hearing of visitors, and seeing none. Seeing none. All right, we will move on. Does anyone have any items for future agendas? And does anyone have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.